Hey guys, this is Amigurumi. Today I'm going to show you how to make this cute and cheerful duck amigurumi. You can make him by itself, or you can also make him with this cute eggshell design, which you can take him in and out of. Okay, let's get started. Okay, you're going to get your yellow yarn and you're going to make a loop on your hook. Okay, chain 2, 1, 2, and then in our first chain we're going to make 6 single crochet stitches. So go ahead and insert your hook, yarn over and come out, yarn over and come out. That's our first single crochet stitch. We want to do 5 more. 2, 3, 4, 5, and 6. And it's okay if it stretches because we're just going to pull this tail and it will pull it right back in. Okay, and so when we count our stitches, we're going to ignore this one right here and we're going to count from here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, and now I'm gonna put in my stitch markers so I know where my rounds end at. I like to use a bobby pin because it's easy to take it in and out. Okay, so remember we're gonna ignore that. And then so for our second round, we want to increase all around, so we're going to have 2 in each stitch, so we should have 12 stitches at the end. Okay, so in our very first stitch here, we want to go through both loops. So here we go. So we're going to do our first single crochet stitch here, and you want to go in through the same stitch and make our second single crochet stitch. So that way we have 1, 2, and we're going to repeat that around. So that's 2, okay, 3, and then in the same stitch 4, 5, same stitch 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, and we come to our very last stitch right here. I'm going to put 2 in this stitch as well. So that's going to be 11 and 12. Okay, once you come to the end of your second round, we're going to take this stitch marker out and we're going to move it to our last stitch that we did. So you have round 2 completed. We're just going to count to make sure we have 12. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, and 12. For round 3, we want to have 18 stitches. So the pattern that we're going to do for this one is they're going to have 2 stitches here and then 1. And we're going to repeat that around 2, 1, 2, 1. Okay, so let's go ahead and do that. I'm going to have 2 single crochet stitches here. 1, 2, and then just 1 in our next stitch. Okay, and then 2 here again. 1, then in the same stitch. 2, and then 1. Okay, so just repeat that pattern all the way around. Okay, so so our third round is finished. Let me go ahead and move my stitch marker once more. Let's count to make sure we have 18 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, and 18. For round 4, the pattern that you're going to do is increase right here, so 2 and then 1, 1. 2, 1, 1. I'm going to repeat that around and you should have 24 stitches in the end. Okay, let's try that. We're going to have 2 in our very first one. 1, 2, okay, and then 1, and next stitch, just 1. We're going to repeat our pattern, have 2 here, 1 and 2, and then just 1 here, and then 1 here in our next one. And then our last stitch right here, you're going to have 1, and the pattern ends perfectly. We're going to move our stitch marker and put in our very last stitch. Let's count once again to make sure we have 24 stitches. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, and 24. So we've already done our increases, so now for rounds 4 through 13, we're just going to have 1 crochet stitch in each stitch. So we're not going to increase at all, and we're just doing 1 in each. So let's go ahead and do round 5. Just going to do 1. The next one is just 1. Okay, that should be our third one. Our very last stitch, 24. Okay, we just did our round 5. So we're going to keep doing that again each round until we get to round 13. So yeah, go ahead and do your stitches. Okay, so here's how your amigurumi should look like after 13 rounds. So it's going to look like a cylinder almost, and let's count and make sure we have 13. That's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. Okay, so now for our 14th round, we're going to start decreasing so that we can start closing up our duck. So the pattern for this one, we're going to decrease or put 2 stitches into 1, and then so it's going to be decrease and then single crochet, single crochet. Okay, so we're going to go from 24 stitches to 18 stitches. So for our first one, we're going to insert, yarn over, and come back out. Go into our next stitch, yarn over and come back out. You're going to have 3 loops. You're going to yarn over and come back out through all 3. So we made our first decrease right here. Okay, and then we're going to do a single crochet stitch in our next one. And then 1 more single crochet into our next stitch. Okay, so our pattern was decrease, single crochet, single crochet. We're going to repeat that pattern all around. For our next round, this one's going to be a little bit different, but we only want to go into our back loop only right here. So if you look at it, the stitch closest to us right here, this one is the front loop, and the stitch that is away from us is the back loop. So we want to go into this stitch like this right here. Okay, so for our next round, we are going to go from 18 stitches to 12. So our pattern, we're going to do a decrease, single crochet decrease, and then single crochet stitch right here, and then decrease, and then single crochet stitch, but only in the back loop. So let's go ahead and do that. Insert yarn, yarn over and come out, go into our next stitch, burr into the back loop only, yarn over and come out. I'm going to have 3 loops, yarn over and come out through all 3, and then in our back loop we're going to do 1 single crochet stitch. So we did our first pattern, which was single crochet decrease and then single crochet stitch. So let's go ahead and repeat that pattern. Okay, and the reason why we do it in the back loop is I just like it so that later when we make the duck stand, it gives it a little bit more stability to stand better on its own. So that's the reason why I like to do that there. Okay, so at this point what we can do is start stuffing our duck. Sounds kind of funny, like I'm cooking it, but okay, so we're gonna stuff our duck. Okay, so just get some polyfill and you're gonna stuff it, and the way I like to do is you don't want to put in too much because then the yarn might stretch and you can see some of the stuffing through it, so I just like to stuff it that it's firm enough. So, and then you kind of go as you feel. I just like to kind of round it out and shape it out as I go too. Okay, so keep stuffing. Okay, and let's see how it's looking from the front. Okay, here we're having a nice round shape to it. Okay, I think that's good enough. Okay, so now we're gonna go to, yes, our last round right here. So here it's very simple. We're just gonna do a decrease all around. So we have 12, so we're gonna decrease, and it's going to get down to 6 single crochet stitches, and here we can go through both loops again. So we can go here, gonna insert hook, yarn over and come out, go into our next stitch, yarn over and come out, 3 loops, yarn over and come out through all 3. Okay, so that's 1, and then we're going to do our second decrease here. Okay, we're going to do our third decrease here. Okay, we're finished. We can go ahead and take our stitch marker. We don't need it for it anymore. And then I'm going to go ahead and cut but leave a long enough tail. Okay, and now we're just going to sew it closed. Going to go through 2 stitches. Okay, and you're just sewing in that opening hole closed, and then I like to secure it with a knot at the end. Okay, and then I like to go ahead and hide my end. Okay, and then I'm gonna just cut it off. Okay, there you have it. This is your body of your duck. Okay, well, let's go ahead and do the other parts now. For our wing, we're going to use our yellow yarn. Gonna make a loop for our crochet hook. Then we're gonna chain 2, 1, 2, And then for our first round, we want to have 4 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, we're gonna pull our tail closed. Okay, and then we're gonna ignore that one, and then if we count, we should have 1, 2, 3, and 4. Okay, let's go ahead and put our stitch marker in, so remember where our stitches end. Okay, so ignore this thing here, and then we're gonna, for our next round, we want to have 8 single crochet stitches, so we're gonna increase all around, so that means 2 in each stitch. So here's our first one, first single crochet stitch here, and we want 2 in that same stitch, so you're going to go in the same place you were at. So that's 2 right there. You're going to also have 2 in this stitch right here, and it's a little tight, but make sure you go into both, under both loops. So that's 1, and then same place. Okay, so if we count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 stitches right here. Okay, and then for our third round, we're just going to do 1 single crochet in each stitch. So you're gonna stay at 8 stitches. So let's go ahead and just do 1 in each stitch. 1, 2. Okay, so you should have 3 rounds for our wings. So if I count 1, 2, 3, go ahead and cut off a long tail so we can sew in our arms. Okay, here's our first arm. It's a very stubby, short arm. Okay, so you want to repeat this 1 more time to make our second wing. For the bill, you're going to get your orange yarn and you're going to go ahead and make a loop for your crochet stitch. We're going to chain 8. Okay, so chain 8, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, and 8. So now the second chain from the hook, so that's 1, 2 right here. We are going to do a single crochet stitch. So you're going to do a single crochet stitch, and then in the next one we're going to do a single crochet stitch also. Okay, next 3 stitches we're going to do a half double crochet stitch. So you're going to yarn over, you're going to go into your next chain right here. Okay, and then yarn over and come back out through all 3. Yarn over, go in through your next chain, yarn over and come back out, yarn over and come back out through all 3. Okay, and we're going to do our last half double crochet stitch here. Yarn over, go into your next stitch, yarn over and come back out, yarn over and come back out through all 3. And for the remaining 2 chains, we're just going to do single crochet stitches in each one. So you're just going to insert hook, do a single crochet stitch, next one, you're going to do a single crochet stitch. Okay, so we're going to do the same thing that we did, but just we're going to go on the other side of the chain. So go ahead and turn it around. Okay, and now it's kind of hard to see here, but in our next chain here on our other side, we're going to do single crochet, and then in our next chain right here, do a single crochet stitch. Now we're going to do 3 half double crochet stitch in each stitch. So yarn over, we're going to do a half double crochet stitch. Okay. In our next stitch we're going to do a half double crochet stitch again, and right here we're going to do another half double crochet stitch. Here we go, half double crochet stitch, and in our last 2 chain we're going to do single crochet stitch. So single crochet stitch and a single crochet stitch on our last one. So we're just mirroring what we did on the other side. Okay, so go ahead and I'm going to cut it off by leaving a long tail. Okay, I'm going to pull it out. So this is our beak, but the way it's going to look, we want to fold it halfway down so that it has more of a beak look to it. Okay. For our foot, we are going to make a loop with our orange yarn, and then we're going to chain 2. Then in our very first chain we're gonna do 5 single crochet stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, go ahead and pull your yarn closed. And for this one, we are going to do 1 single crochet stitch in each one. So we're going to stay at 5 stitches. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so I'm going to go in to the stitch right here. Okay, there we go. Just going to do 1, next one, go on to our next stitch, 2, here's our first foot completed. We want to make 2. For our bill, we are going to sew it 6 rounds down. So I'm going to count from the top. It's going to be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So that's the 6 here. And so I want to go right underneath the 6th round there and sew the beak. Okay, so here we go. You just go in and out. Okay, that's correct. Just go in and out. Then I like to secure the ends, and I'm gonna head and hide our end right here. Okay, so our bill has been sewn on. You can use safety eyes too, but I prefer to use felt because I feel I like soft eyes better. But you're gonna cut 2 small circles from felt, and then you can play around and place in, but I like to make it sort of be to the right of my beak and just 1 row up. So that's where, and then usually I like to use this Fabri tack. It's pretty sturdy and I just glue it on. Okay, so I'm just going to go ahead and glue it on. Okay, this is where, okay, you can see its face coming about, and it's looking pretty cute already once it has its eyes. And yay, now he can see. Okay, and then for the arms or the wings, I like to sew it on. Okay, let me just go ahead and heal this. For the arms, I like to sew it kind of to the side, but it should align. I like to make it align with the beak right here, so that's where I'm gonna go ahead and sew it right there. Okay, so I'm gonna go ahead and sew this arm. One arm done. Now we're gonna do our other arm. Okay, and here's our second wing. Okay, now for the feet, I usually like to have it align right down where the eyes are. So I'm just gonna go ahead and do it right over here. Okay, this one too. Okay, and here we have our duck amigurumi, and you can stop right here if you want, but if you wanted to give it a little home, you can also do that. So here's this little egg that I made for it. It's like a hatchling that can come out. So if you like this amigurumi pattern and tutorial, please like and subscribe. I plan to come out with more patterns. So thank you for watching, and I'll catch you next time. Happy crocheting!